Now, welcome back everybody to the channel. In today's video, let's land this A320. Let me just quickly show you how you do that. So first of all, let's set the flaps to full, of course. The landing gear, as you can see, is already nicely down. Other than that, let's go ahead and arm the spoilers right here and well, get this plane landed down here indeed. Yeah, as you can tell, this is not the hardest plane to land. Okay, good, landing coming up.
20, retard, 10, 5.
Yes, Captain.
Okay, that's been quite alright. Let's go ahead and stop nicely here at this A320. No problem at all. Very, very good. You know what? This has almost been a bit of a butter landing, if I'm being honest. Quite nice. You're on the touchdown zone. Nothing here to complain about. But what about another plane that an A320 rated pilot can also fly? The A321. Yes, everybody, this is the A321. As the name A321, which is a little bit higher than A320 suggests, this plane is a little bit bigger than the A320, of course. As you can tell, it is a stretched variant of the A320. And well, there can be a little bit of a problem with flying such a stretched and long aircraft. Yes, everybody. And we find that problem when we look into the cockpit of the A321. Yes, A321 tail strike caution. Yes, a lot of A321 cockpits have this caution here on board. Here's what it looks like on the, this is a very high quality picture, my God. This is what it looks like here. A321 caution tail strike. Yeah, let's maybe find some videos here of the A321 tail striking. Okay, what do we got right here? For example, Delta. Near tail strike. Oh my God, that is a very near tail strike indeed. Oh. Yeah, not too good. All right, here we've got another spicy one now, a landing down on an A321. Check this out. Ooh, okay, this is a little bit close. As you can tell, the A321 doesn't really have proper tail strike protection, does it? I mean, especially comparing it to like other, long planes like the 757, there's pretty much nothing down there to protect this aeroplane from tail strikes, is it? Yeah, everybody, you really want to avoid striking your tail on this aeroplane, which is why most A320 pilots fly the A321 a little bit differently. And yes, my source for this is TikTok. There's this pilot here that posted a video about that kind of thing. And as he said here in the caption, the A321 is just a long plane, and using flaps 3 for landing reduces a chance of a tail strike. Flaps 3. A321 is very long, flaps 3 are recommended. Yes, welcome back to using TikTok as a source for information, great. Yes, to avoid a tail strike, most pilots use flaps 3 instead of actual full flaps so that the plane lands a little bit more flatter. There's not that much of a flare, because what happens if we go for like full flaps and maybe a little bit of a low speed, maybe coming in for a nice and smooth landing with a nice and high flare, we're gonna probably die. Let's try this here, good idea. All right, here we go now, flaps full, a little bit of a low speed. Let's maybe try to do this nicely here, this landing. Come on.
Retard, 10,
I'm being called a retard, probably for a reason. Come on. Shh. Very nicely and calmly land this aeroplane. Oh yeah, that's most definitely a tail strike. Not that hard to do here. Again, here on this pretty long A320. Let's go ahead and quickly stop before we reach the end of the runway. This has gone somewhat well. Okay, here we go. I think in real life this plane would need some proper maintenance now. Good. Okay, yeah, that was definitely a tail strike. Jesus Christ. Not very comfortable. This is why you use flaps 3 on the A321 instead of 4, mostly. Yes, everybody here. LDG flaps 3. Yeah, let's go ahead and attempt this landing now with flaps on 3. Let's go. Maybe make this nice. Very beautiful. As you can see now.
retard, 10.
See, I just had the plane just slap onto the... Sorry, I don't know why I did this. Sorry. Good. Now let's go and stop this aeroplane. This has definitely not been a tail strike now, though. That's a good thing. I mean, look at this. Very beautiful. Now, what this flaps 3 allowed this plane to do was, first of all, fly a little bit faster. We do have to, fly this plane and approach this plane a little bit faster. 140 knots, at least, is a good guess, I would say. I don't know. I'm not an A321 pilot. But as you can also tell here now, this plane lands a lot flatter now. There's not that much of pitch, which would lead to a tail strike, I guess. I mean, you can see it here in real life as well. Here's, for example, a real life A321 landing clip. Pretty flat angle. Pretty good as well here for the tail, of course. Whereas the A320, actually here's a comparison video, which is interesting. A320 is a little bit, as you can see, a little bit more angled, isn't it? Or is there even more angle to it? Yeah, I think so. Very important to protect the tail. And of course they have this caution sign there on the A321 to warn all the A320 pilots that, for example, had previously flown the A319 or maybe the A318 even around for the past few days and now jumped over to the A321 and try to fly it the same way because it doesn't fly the same way. So it tries to warn that. So the thing is, though, doesn't this flaps 3 thing and this whole having to fly faster because of it affect, well, stopping performance? Let's find out. Yes, everybody, it's now time to fly to La Mole Airport. Now, the A321 in general is also known as a little bit of an underpowered plane, by the way, because it shares the same engine as the A320, right? So that plays a bit of another part here into this whole flap dilemma. Anyway, let's come in for a landing here. Okay, here. Flaps 3 indeed.
Terrain.
Shut up, plane. Kind of rhymed, actually. You know what? We can shut this actually off, don't we? Perfect. Good. Now, landing coming up. Again, 150 knots is needed now for this touchdown. Let's maybe try to do this. Come on. Get down on the runway. Okay, good.
30, 20, retard, 10, 5.
Oh, damn. That's actually been quite smooth. Let's maybe try to go and stop now. Please. Yes. Full power into the brakes. Let me see. Oh, my God. I'm struggling with a reverse thrust still. Come on. Ah! Oh, damn. A320 is overrun. Seriously. Yes, everybody. Not a very good landing right here. Although everything looked okay. We touched down with 150 knots very smoothly. Damn. That's like the thing about, you know, the flaps. Makes your landings quite smooth, don't they? But here we go. We've died completely. I don't know what went wrong here. I didn't turn on the auto brakes. I'd fully pressed into the brakes though. It should have worked. And then I couldn't really get reverse thrust to work. So we completely failed. That's been great. Just a normal A321 landing here. But honestly, I would guess if you were to approach a small runway like this, I mean, what you do sometimes do in the A321, you would just go ahead and put the flaps to full. Here we go. But then you would, of course, risk a tail strike. Shut up, plane.
Terrain.
God. It's like whenever you're flying an Airbus, you just get screamed at very much. Great. All right, other than that, everything is ready. Again, we have no tail strike protection, so let's maybe try to be a little bit more careful. Now, the full flaps now allow us to be a little bit, well, slower, and we can nicely touch down on the runway, hopefully stop. Come on.
30, 20, retard, 10, 5.
Oh my God. Come on, just stop. Don't disappoint me now. Full power into the brake. Oh yeah. Yes, nice stop now. So yes, if you were to actually fly to a short runway, you would just use the flaps and just land hard so that you don't have a tail strike. Here we go. Yes, perfect. Yeah, that's why most of these, you know, near tail strike videos on YouTube were made at Madeira Airport with a bit of a shorter runway that you just want to stop at, because I probably used the flaps for here. Oh, there's also a lot of winds here. Okay. Ooh, yep. Oh my God, yeah, not good. Says everybody, that's what happens when you, well, elongate an aeroplane. In the case of the A321, it is a lot more prone to tail strikes. It is a bit less powered, especially the old A321s, but still, of course, a nice aeroplane. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. As always, good night. Now, thank you to all my members here on YouTube like Spice, Robbie, Middle Aged, Levi, Junk in the Trunk, Mubarak, Darren K, Oh Man, Moritz, John, Kelly Chaos, Death Rider, Ragings, Noah, Yes Aviation, British 001, Saturn, Cat, Sunno, Shadow, New York, and Jackie Boy.